first capital conclave. So Ajit sir and along with few other people, we are working on launching a alternate investment fund for mariners. So पहले capital conclave में एक टेक्निकल सेशन था जहाँ पे AIF एक्सप्लेन करने हम लोग द बेस्ट पर्सन इंडस्ट्री बुलाए थे और वही मेरी गलती थी। उसने पूरा सुला दिया सबको सेशन में, तो उसने इतना अच्छा सुलाया सबको कि वो आज तक वो वीडियो भी अपलोड नहीं कर पाया हो। सो दिस इज समथिंग, बट उस सेशन की मेरी लर्निंग थी कि आई गॉट टू नो अबाउट ए स्टार्टअप कॉल्ड शिप फिनिक्स, कि सिमिलर वो लोग भी कुछ कर रहे हैं कि वेयर यू कैन इन्वेस्ट $1,000 इन ओन पार्ट ओन ए शिप एंड दे आर डूइंग समथिंग वेरी वेरी एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी। अब जनरली ध्रुव भी बोल रहा था कि व्हेन वी आर बिल्डिंग बिजनेस तो आप रीच आउट तो सबको करते हो, तो कुछ लोगों को इस स्पीकिंग स्लॉट में गौरव सर लेके आए हैं, उनका बहुत बड़ा आभारी हूँ मैं। और विकास सर भी सपोर्ट कर दिए मुझे कि आई वांटेड शिप फिनिक्स की लीडरशिप टीम से कोई आए और बताए व्हाट दे आर डूइंग। क्या पता हम कुछ सीख जाएं और उससे कुछ कॉपी कर लें, चाहे रियल एस्टेट इंडस्ट्री में कर लें, चाहे कहीं भी कर लें, बिकॉज द टेक बिहाइंड दैट आई फाइंड इट वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। तो मैं बुलाना चाहूंगा हमारे अगले स्पीकर को। थोड़ा ऑर्डर मैंने चेंज किया है, उनकी फ्लाइट है। विकास सर को, द CEO ऑफ शिप फिनिक्स, दुबई बेस्ड शिप फाइनेंस फर्म, जहां आप $1,000 दे के शिप का पार्टनर बन सकते हो, बट ये उतनी अच्छी इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं है जितनी डाउनटाउन कुफरी है।
I think you have been selling kufri so well that by the time we reach home, we all will become kufri inside. So, very interesting. Thank you, Prateek, for giving this opportunity. I'm the founder and CEO of ShipFinex, and it is so inspiring. You know, Vasudev sir, what you have been doing is really amazing, and I would really like to thank you for doing such a great work where you are giving scholarship to the people. And I'm also a sailor. I think started at the same time like when you started DMET, joined Anglo-Asian as a cadet. So before I start talking about my journey, I think it's better to see what we are doing in a small 3 minutes clip. That will give you an idea, then we can talk about it.
Institutional giants? What if sailors could build wealth from the very ships they spend their life on? Meet ShipFinex, a regulated platform making ship ownership accessible globally. By utilizing secure real-world asset tokenization and distributed ledger technology, ShipFinex is breaking down the barriers to ship ownership, allowing you to buy fractional co-ownership rights in vetted ships and earn from their real-world operations. ShipFinex holds an in-principle approval from Dubai's Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority and is the world's first regulated maritime finance infrastructure. ShipFinex is also registered as a virtual asset service provider in the European Union and in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So, how do you actually get started? The ShipFinex platform embeds banking-grade security directly into a seamless user experience. First, compliant onboarding. To comply with global regulations and protect all users on the platform, ShipFinex requires secure KYC verification. This is completed in minutes via a simple identity document upload and liveness check. Second, financial verification. This step helps ShipFinex assess user suitability and enables secure deposits and withdrawals in line with regulatory requirements. You will answer a short risk questionnaire and securely upload your bank details. Third, ShipFinex wallet setup. Before you start investing, you must set up secure access to protect your ShipFinex wallet. Your ShipFinex wallet is protected with 3 recovery questions to ensure only you have access. It is critical to keep your answers safe, as they are required to recover wallet access. ShipFinex cannot access or reset these keys, ensuring your assets remain entirely under your control. Once your wallet is successfully activated, you can deposit USDC and start investing when ready. Finally, ownership. Every vessel you browse on the marketplace has undergone rigorous technical screening and independent market appraisal. You see the true, verified valuation of the ship before you make any decision. When you buy maritime asset tokens, your ownership rights are anchored only to that specific ship. And as the vessel operates and earns, smart contracts and customer wallet ensure your share of the net earnings is transparently deposited straight into your ShipFinex wallet. Operationally, ShipFinex works alongside recognized maritime and technology service providers. ShipFinex is consistently covered by leading publications, reflecting industry validation. ShipFinex has been recognized by the leading maritime and financial infrastructure forums. Welcome to the future of ship ownership. ShipFinex. Being a ship owner, no more a dream.
Yeah, so what you saw is something which is a very simple way of owning a ship, which we have tried. So basically, you can become a ship owner now in just 10 minutes, which takes months and months in the normal life. And if somebody wants to own a ship, the capital becomes the main barrier. And when I started my journey as a sailor, went on ships, what I realized that for the ship which we are working on, we do not have any equitable interest on this asset class. Whatever we have is our contract, the money what we get, what we work for. But why can't we, who are earning in dollars, thousands of dollars we earn every year, we come back and we invest in Kufri, or we invest somewhere else, right? So we invest in so many places. But the actual thing what we work on which we actually, from which we generate our income, do we have an equitable interest in that? Why not? Then I actually realized that it's not possible, because ship is an asset which is very expensive. Ships are being funded by the large institutions, and ships are run by some big family offices, those who are super rich from the beginning. It's always owned by ultra rich people. So fast forward, I started my entrepreneurship journey in 2013, was very good at sailing, got my basically promotions faster. But yes, obviously, because I had this entrepreneurship thing in my mind, I wanted to do something. So did few startups. And 2017, I'll just fast forward it, will not delay too much. So 2017-18, I came across this technology called blockchain technology, which everybody here would have heard of Bitcoin, obviously. So the technology behind that is blockchain technology, which was actually changing the way we perceive money, which was introduced to me. And then this idea came in the head that why can't we fractionalize this asset class, use this blockchain technology for transparency and asset transfer, what exactly this technology is trying to promise to the world. But it was too early, 2018, when I spoke about it. I remember the first thing when we unveiled was in 2018, one of the conferences with Gaurav only. So Gaurav was speaking and I also spoke about ShipFinex 2018 in CMMI conference. So sometimes it's good to be naive as a startup when you start. So I'll just tell as a journey. It's very important, because sometimes when you know a lot, it becomes very difficult to start. When you know less, then you start faster. So we were knowing less about shipping finance. We were not knowing much. It was a dream, it was an energy, it was the enthusiasm that we are going to change the world. We will be the first company in the world who will allow ship ownership, fractional. And we were not knowing that actually this has been happening before as well. This was the trend when KG came into picture. In Greece, it's a very common phenomena. In Japan, in China, the people actually do crowdfunding very normal. But it was still very fragmented. It was not technology oriented. So 2018 when we started, it was actually, and as mentioned by many of us here, that shipping is always 20-30 years behind in the technology. So when we started, we came to know that, oh, nobody knows, ship owner is also ready to embrace it. So, but there was a lot of problems which even ship owner continuously seeks capital. The liquidity is not there. This asset class, either you can buy whole or you can sell whole. And even if you go for bank loans, scholarship, like Ashutosh said, bank loan is so difficult. Trust me, getting a loan on ship is not easy. It's one of the most difficult part. The banks only give loans to the ship owner who has big, good banking books or balance sheet. If you have an asset, they don't give you loan. So then we realized that, okay, this is also one of the problems, that small, medium ship owners, they struggle a lot when they have to put all their capital on their own and then they earn. So these are the problems which obviously blockchain technology was solving for us. We started 2022. We got the first angel funding from one of the ship owners only. He showed the really enthusiastic response that Vikas, whenever idea is amazing. He was a Lebanese ship owner. He said, whenever your platform starts, I'll be the first ship owner who will put the asset on your platform. And regulators were not regulating at that point of time. Tokens were still, a lot of issues were there in India and everywhere else. But we still did not lose the hope. We said, no, we will do it, we'll make it happen. And after 2022, when I got the first funding, that was the first learning. So we were actually spending the money and learning on the go, that what's required, what needs to be done. And 2023, the world's first regulator who was regulating this virtual assets, or where you can actually fractionalize legally and regulated way any asset class, was UAE, and we were blessed to be there at that point of time. And 2024, we got our first initial approval from VARA, and then we moved forward. 2026, 14th of January, after a lot of work, a lot of hard work, a lot of paperwork, a lot of money, we have finally got our in-principle approval, and we are the world's first fully regulated tokenization platform where you can actually go log in just 10 minutes, you can invest in chips. And you can have your passive income every quarter, plus you can sell those tokens as well. So if you're owning $1,000 worth of tokens, you want to sell, if it has gone up, it has gone down, because shipping is a very cyclical industry where asset prices, people think that shipping is, the asset is depreciating asset. Asset is not depreciating. Asset keep going up and down as well according to the market demand. So that also we enable on our platform. So you can do secondary transfers as well. And so we did, obviously we are regulated by UAE, and very recently, while in last 1 year, in India itself, there is a place called Gift City and IFSCA. IFSCA is set by Indian government for FIIs or for outside people to invest money easily in India with less paperwork. And they have created a foreign land out of that. In 2025 first quarter, they came up with the real world asset tokenization consultation paper. And today, in 2-3 weeks, we will be seeing one news coming out that we are becoming India's first sandbox partnership with IFSCA, where we have brought Yes Bank as our partner, where we have brought IFSCA as our partner, and we will be creating a platform where all Indians and outsiders people, even in India's shipbuilding journey, where in 2047 in the Maritime vision we say that if a country has to really grow, the maritime is the only answer to that. So, and India being such a large country with such a large coastline, we only contribute 0.6% to the ship ownership globally. And being Greeks, those who are hardly anything, they own 16% of the global ship owning thing. And if we see in the management side, I say that Indians are the leading ship managers of the world. All top 10 companies, if we pick up, most of the places the Indians would be leading. So ShipFinex is a platform which we have built in last 5 years, making easy investment, easy passive incomes, easy exit, and a lot to be done because the regulators are now regulating this asset. Even US is passing their Clarity Act on the tokenization this winter. The thing has already gone passed from the Congress, now they are passing that as well. We are aggressively working in US as well to get our platform regulated within US. We are talking to Singapore, Hong Kong, other regulated parties as well. So this is all about ShipFinex, and we are blessed with to have very right team, right people working with us, from people from RightShip, people from large oil companies, people from shipping finance. They all are in our company, those who are guiding and doing this for us. So all of you who are investing in Kufri, please think about owning a ship as well. And thank you, Prateek, for giving an opportunity for me to come and speak about ShipFinex. We will be, within a year, you will see us more aggressive, because right now we haven't launched any asset. And we are going to launch in next 3 months, because from the day one when we started, we thought that we will not come out in market unless we are fully regulated. And now we are getting very close to the fully regulated operational license, and you will start seeing the assets in next 1 year, all kind of assets, LNG ships, LPG ships, gas carriers, tankers, bulk carriers, containers. I'm talking to multiple ship owners. We have a list of assets in our pipeline, and there are 3 ship owners who are in our cap table as well. Together they themselves own around 48 ships, which is more than $700 million. So we are ready, and we'll be launching very soon, and would love you guys to be an equitable partner in this asset class. Thank you so much. Thank you.
By investing in this, like you'll get the share of the profits?
Yeah, so you are, as an investor, when you own these tokens, tokens are like shares, simple. When you get these shares, you have the economic interest on the asset. So your tokens have the right of economic interest. Whatever money ship makes, that is absolutely transparent. You can, on the app, you can track the vessel, you can see its real earning, or you can see what is the charter party income. You can, even the ship owner, when he puts on our platform the asset, it has to go through 3 rigorous committees. There is an audit committee, there is a compliance committee, and there is a risk committee. These committees pass the asset, first thing. Then after that, the bank account of that ship owning company, which is a ship owning SPV, special purpose vehicle, which we create, that is also opened by us only. So the charter party cannot be collected anywhere, expenses cannot be done from anywhere. So everything is very transparent, and we have some very good partners who audit. Every quarter there is an audit. You get your, on your mobile itself, you will get your dollars, whatever the ship has earned, whatever profit is there, you will get that. And ship value. So there are 2 components to it when you are making money. One component is the value of the ship, which also you see at the real time. So vessel value is our partner, which gives you a real time value of the asset. So real time value of the asset plus the accumulated earning, whatever ship has made, that is the token price. So you can, as the dividends are distributed every quarter, you will get that in your wallet, which you can withdraw anytime. And second, you can trade these tokens as well. If you see the value is going up, somebody is coming to buy that, that liquidity also will provide. So generally in shipping, the returns are between 8% to 20%, sometimes it's beyond as well. But it all depends on your smart investment. You read the market well, which assets to be bought, which assets to be sold. But it's typically ship investments are supposed to be good cash flow investments. Otherwise, the rich people wouldn't be owning it. So, right.
I have a question. See, you said that when you started, you had this idea, but it was not. I mean, but there was no precedent to it.
Yes, yes.
Now, in a country like India, of course, things are getting better. But how was it that in a country like India, you had to go through the legalization process? Probably so there wouldn't have been that much of knowledge.
Yes, so we started working closely with the IFSCA. So when the whole world was going through this, I will say, revolution of tokenization, which is happening now, which you will witness in next 5 years. You will witness that most of the assets globally will be tokenized. So IFSCA also saw that. That's what I was telling you, that 2025 first quarter, they came up with a consultation paper. They were also not knowing what to do. So they came up with a consultation paper to the industry that please guide us how to regulate it. Then we went to them that we are already regulated, we know how to regulate it, and we started working with them and working with them. And to my surprise, that the leadership in India now, specifically I'll say about IFSCA, because I don't have the experience of working other places, but IFSCA, they are actually walking what they're talking. So they are so fast and they are so much open to the right ideas. And so they brought regulators. Everyone is talking. We just published a paper as well for India's Amrit Kal vision can only be achieved if the assets can be tokenized. And even our finance minister and prime minister in the India Maritime Summit, they said that if India wants to be the developed nation by 2047, we need to make our maritime journey bigger and bigger. We need to grow in shipbuilding. We need to be a maritime nation, because you will be surprised to know, I don't know how many of you know, 85% of our EXIM cargo, export and import cargo, 85% of that is being carried by the foreign owners. So we don't carry it. So all charter party money, which we are right now struggling for that dollars, which Modi ji is saying, please don't do this, please don't do that. So our reserves are low because we are sending these dollars to outside people rather than we can keep that own. It's not small. 85% of our export import. So that's what is their vision, and we believe we can be a small part of it. If this platform comes out, all of us being the contributor to the nation, especially the maritime people who understand this asset class well, they will be able to contribute, and they will be able to. We can have massive capital. We can buy more ships. We can have control on our merchant navy as well. We don't have to be dependent on the situations like Hormuz and all. So we'll be more powerful as a nation if we own the assets.
Good news.
सर वेट सर चाहता हूँ कि आप सर को फेलिसिटेट कर दें. Thank you sir, thank you once again for being on. अब ना क्या होता है कि जनरली आप लोग कुछ लोग को क्या पता नींद आ रही हो, पर मैं तो वार्म अप हो गया है मेरा. तो पटना में ना कुछ चीजें पेंडिंग रह गई थी. अब मैं यहाँ पे खत्म करूंगा उसको, क्योंकि सर ने बहुत टेक्निकल डिस्कशन किया है जो मैं पटना में करना चाहता था. सो क्योंकि यहाँ पे ऑडियंस बड़े इंटरेस्टिंगली सुन रही है, तो उसको थोड़ा सा मैं और एक्सप्लेन करूंगा, क्योंकि पटना में बहुत अच्छे से हो नहीं पाया था. अब एग्जांपल देता हूं मैं कि बेसिकली जो स्टूडियो है डाउनटाउन कुफरी. हाँ, सो दिस इज प्राइमरली अ होटल वेयर यू आर ओनिंग a room, a studio. So the complete studio will be listed as SMREIT, Real Estate Investment Trust. इस केस में आप 3 से 4 तरीके से पैसा कमा रहे होगे. पहला तो प्रॉपर्टी की वैल्यू बढ़ रही होगी, जो ओवर द इयर्स अपने आप बढ़ती है. लैंड अप्रिशिएट करता है, प्रॉपर्टी की वैल्यू अप्रिशिएट करती है. सेकंड है, मरीनर्स वहां पे जा रहे होंगे, दारू पी रहे होंगे, उस दारू में भी आपको रेवेन्यू शेयर मिल रहा होगा थ्रू आउट द लाइफ, जब तक ये चल रहा होगा. और क्योंकि ये मेरा होटल है, तो आई विल मेक श्योर कि खूब दारू मिल रही है वहां पे. एनीथिंग विच इज जनरेटिंग रेवेन्यू, इट इज गोइंग टू बी शेयर्ड across the 24 owners who are on 32 owners who are owning these studios. And once it gets listed, same way जहां पे शिप फिनिक्स ऑपरेट कर रहा है, कि where you become the part owner of a ship. So a studio owner is basically a part owner of this complete hotel. And in generally ethically, क्योंकि मैं शिष्य हूँ अजीत अग्निहोत्री जी का, जो बोलते हैं कभी कोई परसेंट कोट मत किया करो, क्योंकि देयर आर थिंग्स, द रिटर्न ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट इन होटल इंडस्ट्री इज बियॉन्ड आवर कंट्रोल. कोविड आ गया, कोई नहीं जाएगा, बट 10 से 12 साल के होरिजन में जहां तक मुझे लगता है कि ROI 25% का रहेगा. यहाँ पे एक अच्छी होटल एसेट का ROI इतना ही जाता है. एंड पूरा DNA सेम है जो अभी सर समझा के गए. दिस इज ऑल्सो एसेट टोकनाइजेशन, इफ आई एम राइट अजीत सर. मैं भी टेक्निकल हो रहा हूँ.
इसका टेक्नोलॉजी नाउ IFSC is giving license, which I can make sure.
हाँ.
So we can talk on that as well.
ठीक.
So IFSC is giving for real estate tokenization as well. The regulatory sandbox is open. There's a company called AltDRX. Read about them.
Okay.
AltDRX. They are the first one who got the sandbox for real estate tokenization.
Okay.
सर ये टिपिकल कंटिन्यू पांडे जी सर जो बताते गए
हाँ हाँ.
ये जो रियल एस्टेट में हम लोग REIT वर्ल्ड न्यूज़ सुनते हैं अभी वो एग्जैक्टली वही है जो पांडे जी कर रहे हैं.
हाँ हाँ.
और पांडे जी रेगुलेटेड मैनर में कर रहे हैं. इसी इंडस्ट्री में जाने का सही समय तब है जब वो रेगुलेटेड नहीं है लेकिन होने वाली है. क्योंकि रेगुलेटर इंटरव्यू कब करता है जब सारी दुनिया कूद गई उसमें. अब तो भाई लोगों के पैसे डूब जाएंगे तो रेगुलेटर इंटरव्यू करता है ग्रोइंग एक ग्रोइंग सेक्टर. तो जैसे सर आप राइट टाइम पे जा रहे हैं. थोड़ा सा पहले इन्होंने शुरू किया. हम लोग क्या रियल एस्टेट में फ्रैक्शनल इन्वेस्टिंग के नाम पे ये कब से होता आ रहा है बट वो टोटली गुरधंधा है. कोई रेगुलेशन नहीं कि आप भाई 10 लाख रुपए दे के भी आप ओनर बन गए. बाद में आप जैसे बेंगलोर में स्मार्ट ओनर नाम की एक कंपनी होती थी जाने कितनों से लेके उसने कर लिया. फिर आप ढूंढ रहे हैं कि बिल्डिंग कहाँ है. यस तो नाउ हम जो रीट है एग्जैक्टली वही है जो पांडे जी शिपिंग के लिए कर रहे हैं. एग्जैक्टली सेम थिंग. ये वेसल को शेयर ओनरशिप कर रहे हैं. उसमें आप बिल्डिंग या क्लच ऑफ बिल्डिंग को करने वाले. तो आपकी जो कमर्शियल बिल्डिंग है जो प्रतीक कहना चाह रहे थे इस वाले एसेट में आपका कल का इसको जब फाइनेंशियलाइज करेंगे तो सर टोकन की फॉर्म में कर रहे हैं. वो ये है कि कल को आप इसको लिस्ट करेंगे और आप REIT के थ्रू लिस्ट करेंगे एंड देन यू कैन जो एग्जिस्टिंग इन्वेस्टर्स दे गेट द एक्ट. अब टोकनाइजेशन हर चीज का होता है. 5 साल पहले अमिताभ बच्चन ने बोला मैं जो भी सुवेनियर साइन कर रहा हूँ ये भी टोकनाइज होंगे. उसमें भी सारी दुनिया कूद गई. अब उनका क्या हुआ टोकन का पता नहीं है. लेकिन इन द एंड एसेट अच्छा होना चाहिए. वहीं पे स्मार्टनेस है ऑपरेटर की. पांडे जी बोल रहे हैं ना.
सो अब मैं नेक्स्ट अब प्रमोट नहीं करूंगा डाउनटाउन. फिर सर ने मैसेज कर दिया ज्यादा हो रहा है. तो गौरव बजाज सर को बुलाना चाहूंगा मैं. बहुत देर से वेट कर रहे हैं सर. बोले भाई अब तो नंबर लगा दो यार. इनकी मन की आवाज सुन रहे थे हम. एंड
10-15 स्लाइड थी लेकिन स्लाइड हटाने का आइडिया इन्होंने दिया कि किसी ने AI का ज्ञान दिया था और वो सबसे बड़ी गलती थी. तो मैंने वो स्लाइड हटा दी. आई थिंक सबसे यूनिक कॉन्फ्रेंस है. आई मीन आई हैव नेवर सीन अ कॉन्फ्रेंस वेयर पीपल आर टॉक अबाउट जर्नी. At least I have never spoken about it. I've been standing on this stage for quite some time and अभी तक जर्नी की बात कभी नहीं हुई. So I feel I thank Prateek के it's quite a unique conference that was initiated. So as far as journey is concerned, I am from a field जहाँ पे ज़्यादा mariner नहीं है. So I find myself very lonely. I mean, I am into software product development. So, anybody in the room with software product? आजकल, luckily there are people, there are companies who are rising up and who are coming in this industry. But जब मैंने शुरू किया था, तो it was zero. So I wanted to actually start this journey from my shipping journey, but morning में हिमांशु सर ने बात की schools की. What is a good school? So what I say is that my journey, what I intended, I never did. What landed was because of destiny, but that was the right thing that I was destined to do. So if I start from my schooling, I did my schooling in Bokaro Steel City, a very tier 3 small town. तो वहाँ पे engineers होते थे. हमें पता था engineer, right? Doctor. कुछ लॉयर वायर होते हैं, कैसे करते हैं पता नहीं. Then there was IAS, IPS, that's it, and obviously NDA. That was the limited knowledge that we had. Going through that, again, that was the first destiny where I landed because after 12th I gave all IIT, जैसे पूरी दुनिया करती है, IIT, रुड़की, West Bengal Engineering, Punjab Engineering, Delhi Engineering, everything. I got through Punjab Engineering, I got through Chandigarh School of Architecture, and then I went to NDA also, cleared my pilot aptitude test. उन्होंने पूछा भाई एयरफोर्स नहीं दे पाएंगे, नेवी करोगे, आर्मी करोगे? I said, अब वो पोस्टर लगाए हुए थे टॉम क्रूज के बचपन से, सो बड़े बड़े पोस्टर, तो नहीं करना था, मना कर दिया. Little that I knew that the destiny will land up in merchant navy. Again, जहाज पे ही पटका गया. So that's where the destiny started. There was no career counseling that time. So why I want to tell you is, if you want to have a good school, try to aim for a good career counseling, because that is the stage where people start and people don't know what to do, right? Example दे दिया आपको. I mean, like, I could have been an engineer, I could have been an architect, I could be flying planes, and I landed up in shipping. So there are 4 different categories and I just picked a coin. तो फादर ने बोला कि मैंने पूछा फादर से क्या लूँ. बोलते बेटा मैं तो इंजीनियर हूँ, मैं तो चाहूँगा तुम इंजीनियर बनो. मुझे पता था इंजीनियर बनना नहीं. वो पापा रात को आते थे, बी शिफ्ट, नाइट शिफ्ट, इंजीनियर नहीं बनना. चलो जी मर्चेंट नेवी चलते हैं. लैंडेड अप इन मुंबई एंड कॉलेज एज यूजुअल, सबका कॉलेज जैसा होता है. आई मीन ऑलवेज इवेंटफुल, सो आई वोंट स्पीक अबाउट इट because there is nothing, there is everything in this journey that contributes to your college time, but again it's basically a process that you follow. It's nothing special as such. I mean, you are just going through a straight line and you are landing up on a ship. Now when I landed up on a ship, I saw third officer, I saw a second officer, I saw a chief officer, I saw a captain. अरे अच्छा है, captain के वजह. So that day I decided that I will not leave shipping till the time I become a captain. तो वही कैरियर बन गया. चलो 10-15 साल तो सेट, यही करना है, पता है वहां तक पहुंचना है. And because of this I started then sailing long sailings, 18-month sailing, 13-month sailing. So I wanted to go fast. So I landed up there, become a captain at a very young age of 32. Okay, took command, very good, excellent. Got my wife on board, excellent. I mean, for her it's like, okay, continue this for lifetime. But what happened in 1 year changed my thought. I mean, ये काम I was yearning for this for 15 years or 10 years, whatever, whenever I started, 12 years. I should continue it, why not? I have worked hard, I have, greased everywhere, I have gone to tanks and, I have worked hard for it. Why not? But in 1 year, I got bored. Why? What now? After this, what now? You will go home, you will take a flat in Kufri, again come on ship, again earn some money, again buy some other flat. So I think that was a cycle which came on my mind, now what? That is the best thing that you should do. I mean, you should always challenge yourself. Don't ever get into your comfort zone. If you want to achieve something, don't ever. If you get into comfort zone, that's fine. I mean, like, that's good for you. I mean, that's your choice to make. I'm not saying that you should not make it, but that's for your choice to make. Many people do that. Half of my batchmates are still sailing, but they're happy what they are doing. So the best thing that is there is happiness. If I don't find happiness in what I do for 1 year, be it it could be an entrepreneur, it could be a job, it could be a contract, it could be anything. But question yourself for 1 year. अगर 1 साल आप खुश नहीं हो तो फिर ये गलत है. Then you try to change something. Because if you drag on to it, then you will never succeed. You may work, but you will never succeed. So I got bored. Now that's the second step. So I said the first turning point was my school life, where it was destiny that I landed up in merchant navy. Now the second destiny was, I chose, okay. I was good with numbers, okay. I like numbers, $20,000, $50,000, so Vikas was talking about it. So I did my institute, ICS, London, chartering and brokering. Acha, very nice, let's do it. So I cleared that, 2009, and then I started searching for jobs. 2008 was recession, and everywhere where I went, it was like, we want people with experience. People with experience, I can't get experience. So again, I started questioning myself. I mean, is this the right time? Is this the right thing? I think I did the right thing. I mean, I studied for 1 year, so I'm sure I'll do something on this. Then this software development thing landed up on my lap. Suddenly, out of the wild, one of my friends were working, and he just told me that there's something like this and you want to join. I said, I'm not happy on board. I'm not getting a job. तो घर तो चलाना है, कुछ ना कुछ तो करना ही पड़ेगा. So then it was not my first choice. My first choice was chartering. So I landed up here. But the only good thing was that the first year I really liked it. This is something which I loved it. So software development is nothing but you are working with a set of people who will always say no. Right? So you have to be creative in software development. You have to create something new. I mean something unique which will stand up in the market, which will stand up against your competitors. कुछ नया बनाना है. Regulatory requirements भी clear करनी है. So it's like a blank slate. You'll be surprised that the software development started in my time. अभी तो बहुत tools आ गए. In my time, it used to start from something called MS Paint. Okay, it starts from MS Paint. Make some boxes, make some connections. अभी तो I think there are a lot of Miro, बहुत सारे. So make some connections and try to make sense of what you think, right? Because you have to do it. You have to explain to these guys, these 30, 40 people who are sitting with you. They will ask you what I mean for them driving. So I'm a product development in Vatsala simulation. So and before that I was with ARI. So basically last 16 years I have been involved with the creation of software for simulators. Okay. So you create something, you explain to them, and the first answer they will give you nahi ho sakta. That's the answer you will get. This is not possible. आप क्या बोल रहे हो? आपको कुछ पता भी है सॉफ्टवेयर के बारे में? बात तो सही है दोस्त. आए हुए 1 साल ही हुआ है, कुछ पता ही नहीं है सीरियसली. टेक्नोलॉजी तो नहीं पता. बेवकूफ बन भी जाता था ना शुरू. Initially people used to tell me and I used to believe. And I used to go to the management, nahi, it's not possible. They are saying this not possible. What nonsense. I will talk to them. हो जाता था. So there was something wrong with me. Why I am taking no? Started studying. So one thing which is very great in software industries is that you have to learn every day. For that matter, yesterday I cleared my exams. जिसमें passing percentage 85% था and I had like shivers कि मैं क्या करूँगा. Luckily I passed. So you will keep learning every day because the technology is changing so fast. So fast. I mean, we never knew about AI, ML, all these things we talk about, and now it's a part of our everyday lives. You think it could be washing machines. We talk about automations, right? हम ADAS गाड़ियाँ चला रहे हैं, हम ADAS जहाज आ गए. So there are ships which are now running automated. There's something called a mass code that is coming in 2032. So there will be ships which will be automated. It started from European side where labor was a problem. So ships which are doing passenger ships, cruise vessels, which are continuously going in the same place, very easy to implement. Automate कर दो, driverless. You talk about driverless metros, right? Driverless trains, For that matter, thank you Prateek for inviting me here, because last I came to IIT Delhi was 12 or 14 years back when they were testing driverless cars. So I came to the innovation center, not this building, some other building, and they were having these systems in place where they were remote operating cars and they were running automated cars all around the campus. So about 12 years back, right? And now I'm talking about driverless ships. So the technology is coming, right? So you have to have constant learning experience. I am not a PhD in AI, or thankfully, luckily nowadays you have these tools called ChatGPT and Copilot and stuff. But in my days it was all books, articles, lot of reading, lot of patience, lot of things which will help you understand what is right, what is wrong, because everything in the internet is not right and it will be confusing states. So software development, I'm very happy to actually say now we talk about optimization of ships, right? Initially, I think few years back we had just about 4 or 5 companies doing this. So 4 or 5 companies basically monitoring the data coming from the ships and giving some analysis on how fuel saving will come and how weather optimization will come. Now there are 20. There's a company operating from Dehradun. So imagine we are talking about जहाज देहरादून से चला रहे हैं. So I think that statement is true. There are a lot of other companies also which are there in now tier 2, 3 places, because these are like automated systems. You don't require to be in Delhi NCR for doing that, or maybe in Sweden or maybe in Finland. So I'm actually very happy now that there are industries growing. There are a lot of people coming in tech industries, shippies. Engineers, yes, I would say maximum number of engineers are employed under these optimizations and stuff. There are a lot of startups who are creating these maritime tools, maritime softwares, anything from HR to crew management to logistics. I mean, it's endless. But when I started, there was nobody. I mean, I was literally few companies which were doing something in tech in maritime. Now everything is connected, so tech is everywhere. So what I wanted to share was that this is also a very interesting industry. All you have to do is you have to be innovative, definitely yes. Creative, you have to read a lot, you have to be patient, you have to upgrade yourself. Technology is changing every time, so maybe 10 years, 15 years back, the technology we used to work with, and I used to understand, okay, I can make this like this. Probably the developers themselves have now changed their technology stack and language, and they're working on something else. And it's much easier now. It's not difficult, it's much easier. So, coming to the future technologies, which was actually the topic in question. AI, we are talking about ML, we are talking about remote operated vessels, we are talking about vessels where probably very limited crew will be available. Most of the stuff will be done from ashore. There are talks about no crew at all. Maybe possible, or water taxis and some of the things which are very predictable. I don't see without a crew coming very soon. But there are a lot of these pilots going on all around the world. Then we talk about assessments. So how you assess people, even for education sector. Now you must be actually visiting all these countries, Sweden, Finland. You see how these automated systems actually capture what are the weaknesses of the student. They don't give you a set of questions that I need to have 4 of this, 5 of this, and 10 of this. On basis of what a student responds, the next question pops up. So it's basically addressing the weaknesses and not actually just by judging a set of questions, because they can be leaked, as we know, in India. So a smart assessment is something that we are going to come up with. There's a lot of things going on in XR. XR is nothing but extended reality. There's something called a VR, जो हमें सबको पता है. XR is basically a VR with a camera, so you can see the audience and you can operate your phone. So you can pretty much do everything, and you can pretty much see inside also. So it will also help you kind of generating. In real estate, I have my 2 friends in real estate who are actually creating these solutions to create that Kufri experience right now in NCR. All VR and XR stuff. So like an experience, I don't know, probably you must be also trying that with sample flats and stuff. So technology is definitely aiding that. You can actually bring the whole experience of buying any kind of a thing by actually feeling it. So now we are coming to the feeling part. So probably next time around you might be even having physical items to sit. that this may be a house and this is the sofa where you have to sit. Or for on-board vessels also, you can actually operate a welding machine and be on a VR also, so that it doesn't strain your eyes. So a lot of different things that are coming into place. Exciting times ahead, and we have to be kind of in tune with the times. We have to see how that works, and we have to see how we can implement those solutions. So I just wanted to share that this is also an avenue where young people from the education and experienced seafarers who are there in the room, they can explore and participate in the tech revolution coming in the shipping industry. I guess, as I told you, I had a presentation made, but I pretty much covered whatever was there in the presentation. So just wanted to share this experience with you. Thank you. Any questions?
As is out there. We've been hearing a lot about shipping industry, hearing a lot about technology, we've been hearing a lot about real estate and Kufri. I want to bring all of you out from there and come into the world of fashion and luxury and my association with that. It's again historic and it's ironic. The year is 1974. I got selected for IIT. But I was waiting for DMT. I joined Kharagpur, and when the DMT results came, I gave up Kharagpur and joined DMT. Because back then, it was very fancy, it was very glamorous to be a marine engineer. And today, after so many years, I'm standing at IIT and giving a talk to a bunch of mariners when I gave up shipping 36 years back. So life takes full circle. So coming to this, that how did I navigate the world of luxury, or how am I still navigating the world of luxury? Historically, as I said, the year is 1990, 12 years of sailing, and all of us go through a cycle in life when we are looking at alternate careers. 1991, Narasimha Rao is looking to open up the country. Liberalization starts. One fine afternoon, I find Times of India at home. An advertisement says looking for marine engineers. Curious? Read. What is it? So I must cover this. This is where the story begins. So, not in a boardroom, not in a luxury atelier, but on board a merchant vessel. This is really, during the sailing days, the essence of putting this slide here was to tell you that I am one of you. At heart, I'm still a mariner, and that never goes out of anyone. So my life did not begin in any of a boardroom or in a luxury maison, but actually on board a ship. And what did I learn out at sea? And that's what all of us have learned. And how has it helped me to navigate the world of luxury? What did we learn? Most importantly, survivor's instinct. Because a mariner knows do or die, and nobody wants to die, and everyone learns to survive. And I'll give you a real-time instance that when the 2611 happened, I had stored in Mumbai at the Oberoi's, and my manager was shot by the terrorists when they were coming in. So that's another story. So that is really my historic background. How did I get into luxury is where I want to bring you now. The French connection. So as I said, I came across a newspaper ad saying looking for marine engineer, and who was the advertiser? It was this brand. As I said, Narasimha Rao was opening up the market. The first international brand to come into India was Lacoste. Of course, there was an Indian partner. And they asked for a marine engineer. So two of us went, me and another batchmate of mine. They literally sold us the job. Because the question in my mind was, what would a marine engineer, which is handling large ships, large engines, do in the needle industry? Because the needle industry is very precision oriented, like a watch. You know, a sewing machine is quite complex. It might look simple, but it's quite complex, right? So that kind of a small machine, how will a marine engineer handle, was the question running in my mind. But the promoters literally sold me the job. They literally sold me the job. What was my responsibility? Technology transfer. They wanted a marine engineer to bring the technology from France to India. Because back then, the plant was a little advanced for a normal, because in India, you know, we had either mechanical engineers or electrical engineers, but not someone like a marine engineer who was 360 degrees. So the plant was so advanced that it had computerization, it had electricals, it had mechanical, it had hydraulic, it had pneumatics. So they needed an engineer who could sort of handle all of that. And that's why they thought of a marine engineer. I found the story fascinating. I said, करके देखते क्या है? तो उन्होंने फ्रांस भेज दिया. उनके यहाँ देखा, उनका प्लांट देखा, सीखा, प्लांट इंडिया लेके आ गए. फिर उन्होंने कहा कि ये तो नेटवेयर का है, अब हमें शर्ट की प्लांट बनाना है, ट्राउजर्स का प्लांट बनाना है. ये कैसे बनेगा? हमें तो आता नहीं. उस समय NIFT was just born. तो the first batch of NIFT के मैंने इंटर्न्स लिए, क्योंकि उनको गारमेंटिंग आती थी, मुझे मशीनरी आती थी और मुझे मैनेजमेंट आती थी. वो कॉम्बिनेशन से हमने शर्ट प्लांट, ट्राउजर प्लांट सेट किया. So eventually I had 3 plants, 1,000 workers. I ended up being the GM manufacturing. For these 3 plants. So unique personality, marine engineering background, knows the labor laws, can handle 1,000 workers, and knows the machines, the garmenting machines as well, and obviously learn the process. Because हम लोग drawing सीखते हैं. Ready-made garmenting is nothing but drawing. How economically you can set the pattern and you can save the textile is really the essence of the game. That was the first luxury assignment. That's a photograph of my plant. Why a marine engineer? I already explained to you. Because they needed someone who could build systems, not someone who knew fashion. For fashion, they brought NIFT interns. They were the product specialist and I was system specialist. That was really the combination, right? That was my first job, 3 years, and there was another batchmate, Neeraj Gautam, who left in between. Of course, he's no more now. But he could not take the pressure of setting up the plant, managing the plant, etc. He left and he went back to sea. I stayed back because, you know, again your own upbringing, that don't leave anything halfway through. You must complete the project. Like you said, I must become a chief engineer before I give up sailing. So you have that motivation, that drive is what kept me back, and that made my career change my life completely. Second assignment was the Italian chapter. So there was this group of Marzotto, which was owning most of the fashion brands that you can think of. So Gianfranco Ferre, Marlboro Classics, Principe, Knightsbridge, etc., etc., etc. They were now setting up a plant in India, in Gurgaon, to manufacture men's suits for Gianfranco Ferre. For me, it was a forward progression from knitwear to trousers to shirts to men's suits. And all of us are wearing suits. You may or may not realize that manufacturing a men's suit is a very, very complicated product. It's as complicated as a lady's underwear. Because if it doesn't fit well, then a suit is not a suit. So manufacturing a suit is very, very complicated. It has some 280 operations to manufacture one suit. So that was the next phase of my career. It's a heritage textile house. Technology transfer again was my role. India's first process-oriented men's suit manufacturing plant licensed to produce a Gianfranco Ferre. Prior to that, the only suits made in India were made by Raymond's. And they used to weigh a ton. Because we didn't know a good quality, so वही होता था. जब Italian technology आ गई तो लोगों को समझ में आया कि सूट can be very light कि आपको पता ही नहीं चलेगा आपने सूट पहना है. So I was really the creator for that. VP operations, that was my designation. The world of Italian luxury began to take notice of me. Because again, for this technology transfer, I spent 6 months in the Italian factory with 40 technicians sourced from India. And we learned the technology. Of course, I was not sitting in the machines, but I was learning the process and the management and the Italians. And that's where you make friends. You're at that age that in the evening you make friends with all the principals of the various brands that the group was owning. And that's how my journey started, because those brands were then looking to come into India. So I'll quickly fast forward. There you see me with the Corneliani team, but it took me 10 years from 95 to 2005. In 2005, I signed the first franchise agreement for Corneliani into India. And that's the team we are seeing out there. So decade of European craft executed with Indian precision. That's what really my responsibility was. Then came the retail peak, the third phase of my career. 40 plus luxury stores across India. When Emporio opened in 2008, I had 4 stores in Emporio. One for Versace, one for Corneliani, one for Cadini, we had a mixed brand store, multi-brand store. So I have seen the evolution of the Indian fashion and luxury and retail industry from its inception in 1991. Prior to that, there was no retail industry. You could go buy a textile, go to a tailor, get your garment made. There was no ready-made garment industry. So I literally set that up. These are the brands that I brought into India and bore. So that's the Versace team, and that's me opening the Corneliani store in Mumbai. So that's the time when the 2611 happened as well, when the Versace store was under renovation. We were just still doing the store, right? So it was a nightmare back then, because middle of the night I was called up by the police in Mumbai saying that there is a team of carpenters, and because they were all Mohammedan names, they were all suspects. So even the fitters had gone to Europe to get trained in terms of bringing the store in. And they were all suspects, and then I was woken up saying that, ऐसे ho gaya hai, ye aapka staff hai, claim kar raha hai, whatever. So, you've seen all of that kind of a thing happening. So India's first serious luxury retail infrastructure was built by Mariners. The reversal, they came to us. We didn't have to go to the brands anymore. They started coming to us, right? And again, I'm proud to say that I did all of that. Global luxury houses didn't bring me to Milan or Paris for a meeting. They came to us. I had again 4 stores in the Taj, Mumbai, Colaba, and I had 2 in the Trident and 2 in the Grand Hyatt, right? So, and that's the team which came to Bombay. So India was no longer the destination of manufacturing, it became the destination for luxury itself. And today, as a matter of interest, we are the fastest growing luxury market in the world. The reason is, of course, rising GDP, rising disposable income, rising young population, right, the youth. So we are all looking for better things in life, or good things in life. And luxury provides all of that. It gives you an identity. People don't remember you, but they remember you if you disembark from a Mercedes-Benz. You go to a 5-star hotel, people will not remember you. But if you disembark from a Mercedes-Benz, the guard will remember, "Acha, wo Mercedes mein saab aaye the." So your identity is linked to the brand. That's what luxury industry is. That's me. For people who don't know, she is Donatella Versace, the owner of the brand Versace, and Gianni Versace's sister. She'd invited for a private dinner because I opened 8 stores for her in India, across India. So Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad. International Airport T3, the first store there was mine, Versace. Right. Now, I'm considered thought leader in this space. I provide strategic alliance for brands like Audi, BMW, LVMH, Singapore Management University, Rolex. That's me last week speaking to the dealers meet for Audi. So I do keynote speaking as an assignment. So I'm considered a thought leader. Luxury corporations in India need to understand their own market they call. The next generation, so I've taken upon me to prepare the next generation to take the industry ahead. Because I believe that if India needs to grow, we need to ensure that the 1% rich in India should spend their money within India. if they don't spend the money in India, how is the employment going to be created? And all of us are sitting here. You go to a 5-star hotel, service is missing. Try buying a 50 lakhs car, service is missing, right? So we are importing the product, we are importing the environment. What about people? People is the missing link. And that's what I set upon when I gave up my corporate life. That's what I set upon as a mission. So I train next generations. Those are all my students. They learn luxury within luxury. Western Residences Gurgaon, they are my clients. So my students on a visit there. I have a tie with the Italian school called Academy del Lusso. My girls go there. And that's Lamborghini. The CMO Lamborghini is my student. You think of Rolls Royce, you'll find my student. You think of Rolex, you'll find my student. I'll give you the numbers in the next slide. Today, I own India's luxury capability platform. It's the ultimate ecosystem for ultra luxury. Different verticals. Luxury Connect does strategy and advisory. We help brands transition from mass to premium. And that's what I was helping Audi with. When Audi is moving to a 2 crores vehicle, the dealers can't handle it. Because the customer is completely different from a 50 lakh vehicle. Likewise, he was talking of Camellia's 100 crores. A Chawla Brothers property broker cannot sell a 100 crores apartment. It needs to be someone who's soft, someone who's got confidence to be able to match the customer at an IQ level. These sales are not happening on push, they're happening on pull. So you have to pull the customer towards you. To pull the customer towards you, you have to be at the golf course. Because that's where you will find him. Which means you should know how to play golf. And you should also know how do I engage with a customer between the shots. That comes with something up here. It does not come by being just a normal salesperson. And that's what we are producing. So strategy and advisory. That's my business school. That we do talent and education. We are changing the skill landscape of luxury in India. Luxury crux, that's the intelligence in media, keeping the ecosystem informed and strategic. So people who are on LinkedIn will find that I almost post every day strategic information on the Indian luxury market. And I've created a place for India in the world space. Last but not the least, the only book on Indian luxury authored by a marine engineer. What I've achieved, 14 years of setting up Luxury Connect, 50 plus corporates I partner with, 5,000 students trained. So from a Rolls Royce to a Rolex to a Thomas Pink, there is a LCBA student there. What are the learnings that I want to leave with you? Maritime background is not a detour, it's a differentiator if you choose to use it properly. Because what we learn out at sea, imagine it's 3 AM in the morning and you're on the bridge or you're in the engine room and you have a potential disastrous situation. And one of the earlier speakers said that we always come up with something or the other. That's the level of innovation that a mariner is capable of. That's the way we are groomed, that's the way we are ingrained into our systems. Our thinking is survival oriented. And survival will teach you. Right? That is your biggest strength, but you have to learn to use it. That is where the difference lies. So I want to leave these thoughts with you. Meaning, you have navigated the world, you understand what endures. So meaning is extremely important because today we are living in a world of brands. You think of it, since the minute you wake up till the time you go to sleep, you're also sleeping on a branded mattress. Your fan is branded, your shoe is branded, your clothes are, nightsuit is branded, underwear is branded, your tea is branded. This gentleman was talking about AI and technology. The minute you wake up, AI is taking over. Your phone is telling you अब आप ये वजन लगाइए, अब आप Netflix में ये देखिए. तो आपकी thinking capacity तो खत्म हो गई, right? So technology is moving at a pace which is unbelievable. When we were young, we remember telephone numbers. Now we don't. When we were young, to come from Noida to this place, you would plan the route. Now you don't plan. गाड़ी में बैठेंगे, Google Map, जो बोलेगा उसको follow कर लेंगे. To the extent वो dictate कर रही है, left लो तो left lane, mechanical हो गए, right? So technology and innovation are getting merged. And I appreciate his speech, but in my space as well, there is so much of technological innovation. So much of innovation because luxury survives on innovation. Whatever we do will be copied by the next level of brand. So we have to remain one step ahead always, and you can remain one step ahead if you innovate. So my students, I mean, we learn. I teach innovation and strategy. It's the most important subject for them. How do you innovate all the time, right? So meaning you already have a lot of meaning in you. Mastery, you ran complex systems. You're under pressure. That is rare. Because a mariner is used to the life of uncertainty. Most people do not want to live in the life of uncertainty. They want to be very sure, kahan late ho gaye, uncertainty avoidance. That takes some time. So, you're a master of uncertainty. As I said, 3 o'clock in the morning, you find a solution. And margin. If you have this, margin will come. What happens is, most of us start with margin first. कितना पैसा बनेगा? पैसा बनाने के लिए वेट करना पड़ेगा, आपको मास्टर बनना पड़ेगा, और उसमें मीनिंग, काम में मीनिंग ढूंढना पड़ेगा. So at the end I'll say, I left the sea, but the sea never left the way, I think. That's where I am. That's my business school. I'm proud to say we are the only school in India, is the first and only luxury business school, UGC approved MBA in luxury brand management. Thank you.
गौरव सर, आप